Welcome to Crosscut. I'm your co-host Josh.
I'm your other co-host, Chris. This week we're watching Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving. Oh baby, I can't wait. We got the trimmings, we got the turkey, the stuffing, the gravy, the mashed potatoes. Chris, what's your favorite part about Thanksgiving?
Uh, I'm gonna have to say the food itself, but I'm always a
Wait a
sucker
minute, wait,
for.
wait, 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 wait. I'm talking about the movie, Chris. The
Oh,
movie.
well, I mean,
I'm sorry, I
yeah,
set you up for that one. I couldn't
yeah.
help it. It's a little early. I'm hungry, thinking about food.
Okay,
Anyways, Thanksgiving, the movie. What'd you think, Chris?
okay. Well, when I heard about this movie, I was like, wait a minute, Thanksgiving movie? It's like another ABC Killers kind of thing, or what? I don't know. But then I mentioned to you like, want to just do this one? It's around Thanksgiving, so let's go for it. And then you said, yeah, I want to watch that. Okay, cool. So when you
Well, hold on. I think you're about to say it, but I not only did I say yeah, but I told you what this is based off of, right? And you did
yes.
not know that, correct?
No, I did not know that it was based off a fake trailer that you told me to like go look it up. I'm like, all right, sure. I'm looking it up. The fake trailer, Eli Roth, Grindhouse. Ooh, okay. When you showed me that, I did not expect it to be so graphic.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, it's Grindhouse, all right. It is bloody.
So for the
And
record, do you think so? I saw the first R-rated movie I ever saw in theaters was Grindhouse, and I saw it twice in theaters because I loved it that much for a 3 hour plus movie. And my favorite fake trailer from that is Eli Roth's Thanksgiving. And I always thought, this would be such a fun movie. Here we are 16 years later, it finally happened. We are halfway through the fake trailers being turned into real movies from the movie Grindhouse. The first one being Machete, and technically Machete Kills, the sequel. Now we have
yeah.
Thanksgiving. We just need two more to happen. Edgar Wright's Don't and Rob Zombie's SS Werewomen of no wait Werewolf Women of the SS, I think it's called. If you have
Oh, I
not
remember
seen
that
these
one.
fake trailers, please go watch them. They are a blast. This
Oh yeah.
makes me just miss these kind of, I don't know. I know the movie wasn't a huge hit when it came out, but it's still a ball. It's still a ton of fun. And here we
Cult
are now.
classic.
Finally, we got Thanksgiving finally came into fruition. It's here. It's on the screen for people to watch and scream and never want
Oh
to
yeah.
celebrate Thanksgiving again.
Yeah, and another thing, like when I went to go see the movie, I was already expecting a lot of from the fake trailer to be in the movie,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of it really is,
It is.
especially the
I
kill scenes.
Yeah, I appreciated that because that's what you remember about the trailer. It's obviously the trampoline scene. But let's talk about that. So that's the scene that makes you, when you're watching the fake trailer, you go, ooh.
Yes,
They
that's
even sort of
the
edit it.
one.
Yeah, that's the
Mm,
one that makes you go, ooh. That's and they kind of edit it in the fake trailer where they kind of put a little like censor thing up there. Um,
right.
and what I appreciate, well, I guess we'll mention it now. Spoilers ahead. So if you've not seen the movie, fuck off right now. Go watch the movie. Come back now because I'm going to talk about some spoilers. Uh,
Oh
I'm
yeah.
watching this scene in the theater. I'm like, oh boy, she's gonna do the split and go,
Yeah.
"Ugh,"
Yep. I was
and she doesn't
expecting
do that. I appreciate that. You know, she actually just kind of gets cut up instead, and I'm like, okay, all right, still,
Yeah, I
but
mean, you're getting still stabbed through the trampoline.
right.
But I know they toned it down, like they like got rid of all the nudity pretty much from like the
And
fake trailer.
that I actually really appreciate too is that so Eli Roth, he has a history of a lot of strong sex scenes in his movies. If you ever seen
Hmm.
Cabin Fever, Hostel,
Oh
Hostel
yeah.
Part Two, he's always
Yeah.
had a lot of gratuitous nudity, which I'm,
This was
whatever.
like
It's horror
one
movie.
shot. That was it.
That was it, just the one shot, which is a callback to the trailer, and that was fine. But actually, what I did appreciate is that this movie has basically nothing besides that one shot. So
Yeah,
I was all
I
for it.
was
I was like,
okay
all
with
right,
that.
good for you, Eli Roth. Good for you to say, all right, no boobies in this one.
But I did appreciate that too because it was more focused on the actual killing, the blood, the story, you know. And I just got even more excited about it. Every killing that kept going on, I was like, yes, come on. show that scene. Show the scene. Show the turkey mascot. Come on, come on. And it did.
That's another part from the trailer, the turkey getting decapitated. So there's that. And there's the trampoline. There's another one. I'm trying to remember which was another part. Oh,
Kathleen.
the diner, the dinner table, yeah. The woman, which also was toned down a bit because in the trailer
Yeah, it
it's
was.
like, what the hell?
Well, I mean, in the trailer, like the grandma turkey, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell that the turkey's like she's completely naked. This one, she's not. So
Right.
another thing that they took out of it, you
Right.
know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's still like the little the cover things on her feet and
Mm-hmm.
already shaped like the turkey.
Right.
Of course, like a turkey, I got cut off the head. So
Oh yeah. All right, so
now,
let's talk about some scenes from this movie. I want to start with the opening because this movie has a pretty lengthy opening scene.
God,
All right, I
that.
want to talk about some things I liked and some things I didn't like about the opening.
All right.
For the most part, I liked everything about that opening scene. It does set up everything. Kind of reminded me, it just like this almost felt like it was like an extended version of, you ever see the movie Krampus?
Oh
They
yeah,
they do something similar. It's like it's the crazy Black Friday shoppers,
yeah, yeah.
running each other over. This is like the extended, unrated version of that, where people are getting their throats slit and their heads ripped and stuff like that.
See, but I couldn't help but laugh at it because is the it's like move out of the way, bitch,
Yeah.
or the he gets cut with his the glass,
Mm-hmm.
but he still needs
He's
to
still
get
trying
his
to get the
free
waffle
waffle
iron.
iron.
Yeah. It's all about getting them waffle irons in
But
2023, apparently.
I had to react when Bobby's hand gets crushed. Like ah,
Yeah, that hurt. That looked like it hurt.
oh,
100%.
just seeing
Ouchie,
it like
ouchie. Yep. Yeah.
or the wife because bang
Yeah.
with the cart and
Yeah.
the
Gina Gershon, man. Gina Gershon shows up in this movie and pretty much is only in the opening scene. I was a little surprised. I was like, she's a pretty big name. I thought she'd be in throughout the whole movie, and she's not. So like, oh, all right. But it does set up basically the story for the rest of the movie.
yeah, which we
We'll
don't
get to
really
that.
know in the end.
Right. We'll save that for a little. We'll save that for the last part, the big reveal, because this movie it's a slasher, and you don't know who's
Mhm.
doing the slashing. So I'm guessing throughout the movie. I'm like, I had my theories. That's another thing this movie does
Okay,
well. I was 100% convinced it was this guy, and then it wasn't.
same,
And then I'm like, okay, then it's got to be this guy, and it wasn't. And then it
same.
finally was revealed, and I was like, oh, okay, all right,
That
you got
makes
me on
sense.
that one. You got me. Some people probably saw it, but I'm like, nah, you got me on that one. So I give you credit.
See, yes, not knowing who the killer was great. I kept thinking also too, like I was kept thinking it was Bobby at first, right? Okay,
See,
he's
he
got his
Bobby was too
revenge.
short. Bobby was too short, though.
That's when it went. Yeah, that's when I got it crossed out. Because first of all, yes, he's got the motive. Lost his career ending.
Mm-hmm.
He blames them. But yeah, then the smallness didn't happen. Then I went to Ryan. He's got the right height,
Right.
but
Right.
I couldn't find a motive.
Yeah. I thought for a second they were going to do a Scream type of twist where it was both Bobby and Ryan for some reason. I don't know
Mhm.
why, but I was thinking because throughout the movie I'm like, there's a good idea that this guy could have been in two places at the same time type of thing.
Right.
So I'm like, is there possibly two killers? So for a brief moment I thought Bobby and Ryan, who there was this bit of a conflict between them because
Mhm.
Bobby was originally dating the main girl, and then he leaves, so she starts dating this other guy, Ryan. So there's a bit of a conflict between them throughout the movie. So I think that
Mhm.
tries to set up this idea of like, could there be something there? For a brief moment,
Right.
I thought, could Bobby and Ryan be for some reason teamed up together, trying to do this for whatever? But no, ultimately no. But yeah, this movie
Yep.
does set up some things. So let me give my theories real quick.
Okay.
We'll just go into it. What the hell? My original, probably for the first, I'd say 45 minutes, I was 100% convinced that it was the kid from Hanover, the football player from Hanover,
Oh, yeah, okay.
because when the killings start to happen, I'm like, all right, we haven't seen this guy in a minute.
True. It
And
doesn't focus on him at all.
I remember thinking like, all right, if it's revealed that he's the killer, that'd be kind of cheap, but whatever. But he was standing next to the woman that works at the diner. Uh, so I was like, okay, we haven't seen him in a while. The killings start to happen. He was the one that saw the kids going into the store. Is that the motive? And then finally we get the scene and he's in the trampoline scene. So I was like, all right, it's not him.
Nice.
Let's start
Yeah.
from scratch. My next idea went to Mitch, the original manager, because we
I
hadn't
thought
we
that
hadn't
too.
yeah, we had not seen him in a while. And then they do a clever thing in the parade where you see Mitch put the mask and everything on, but then you realize, oh, his body type's not right. He's a little bit too big. Because I couldn't really remember much about him. I know he was like a bigger guy, but he was too big. He was too broad. The
Yep.
the actual, slasher killer was tall and a little lanky. So Mitch was too big. At that point, I was like, I don't know who it is at this point. I was truly just like, all right, just whoever the reveal is, let's hope it works. And it did.
Yeah.
I thought it worked.
I had the same theories too. Like okay, it has to be him. No, too broad. Same thing. I was thinking the same thing. But should we go in right and say who it actually was?
Let's do it. Go ahead. The big reveal.
I did not expect it to be the sheriff.
Sheriff Patrick
Like,
Dempsey, pretty much the main character in the
he
movie.
did a pretty good job. I mean,
He's the he is the best actor in the movie. It shows.
but
I,
one
I
thing
want
though,
to get I want to get to the cast in a little bit. I want to talk about the cast, and he definitely shows that he's got the best acting chops out of everybody. Uh, he does the Boston accent, which I thought he did it pretty well. There were times where he was borderline sounded Canadian, but I was like, yeah, he's still doing a good job.
yeah,
So,
that the accents were fine,
but
but
he does a good job at being the lovable sheriff, which throws
yeah,
you off.
yes, but then it started getting me thinking after my theories of Bobby and Ryan were out, why not the sheriff? Because he's getting the kids so involved. The normal sheriff wouldn't do that. He's like,
Sure.
okay, go home. We can take care of this.
Mm-hmm.
No, he wanted him involved. He was right there. I was like, that's a little suspicious. And right before you see like the grass tags connection, like, oh, it is him.
Mm.
Like, and it throws you off with the build because he's always with the
He's got
puffed
the,
up
the
back.
jacket. Sure. Yeah.
You can't really tell if he's really that lean or no, like the jumpsuit, which
Right.
I like. I like the throw off.
Yeah. Yeah. So Patrick Dempsey, he does a great job.
Yes.
Because again, throughout the movie, you trust him. You're like, no, this guy, he's the sheriff, and I guess that's just the gullible, privileged white folk in us that think that he's safe and sound. But no,
Yeah.
he turns out to be the motive was okay. The motive with
Eh,
he basically had a relationship with Gina Gershon that and Gina Gershon was married to the manager who we thought Mitch was the killer. And it turns
right.
out that she was basically having an affair with Patrick Dempsey and she was pregnant. When they showed the little monogram or the sonogram or whatever, I was like, okay, that's a little cheesy,
I,
but
I
whatever.
thought it was a little weak for his motive.
Yeah, it's a little weak for sure. They could have,
Eh,
I don't know, spiced it up a little bit, whatever. It still works. It's still a good reveal. It's a good twist that I said, all right, I'll give you that one because again, if it was like the Hanover kid, I would have been like, that would have been too cheap. I was thinking that the lazy way to go about it would be to introduce somebody in the beginning that you don't see until the end. That's what a cheap horror movie would do, and I've seen this a lot of times. But this movie, it keeps it with somebody that's throughout the movie and kept me guessing. And for that, good job. Gore in this movie is great. Now there's Eli Roth's, signature. You got to have the blood and the gore. Probably my favorite effect is the during the parade with the grandpa and the kids in the car. He just gets his face just smashed open,
oh yeah.
and the poor kids, just blood is just spraying all over them. That was probably my favorite effect. But there's some other great effects. The woman in the oven, uh,
Yeah.
the mascot getting decapitated, which again from the trailer.
Right. Right.
The woman in the I think the one I laughed the most at is the first victim, the woman in the diner,
Oh, the diner.
when she runs into the I don't even know how this was possible. She runs into the trash thing and then just gets like her body just smashed in half somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know how that's possible.
That didn't make sense. It just like
It didn't make
the
sense, but
top
I definitely
fell
laughed
and
at it.
oh, I laughed at it too. I mean,
Yeah, it
I
was
was
funny.
laughing more when she gets like the her face stuck to the door, which is not from the trailer. Like
Yeah, yeah. And I thought for
reaction.
sure, oh, she's gonna die in in the freezer or whatever. So but they
Right.
changed it up. So I was like, okay, cool, that worked.
But it worked, yes. Again, yeah, the getting cut in half doesn't make sense. It's a plastic lid. It doesn't cut you in half. But
Right.
uh, I, I was kind of rooting for her to die because in the very beginning, it's like, damn.
Oh, she was saying all the vulgar. All right, so that was the one quick thing I wanted to say about the beginning, and it kind of does it throughout the movie, but something that just kind of annoys me with especially I don't know, Eli Roth has done this before. It's just every other word that the character says is like fuck this, fuck that,
Oh
fuck
yeah.
you. I'm just like, all right, come on, dude. Like I get it, it's Boston, that's you kind of a stereotypical boss. So Eli Roth is from that area, so I'll give him props because maybe that's what people actually sound like. I don't know. But I don't know. It's just kind of just like, all right, just like every other word is just like fuck you, fuck that,
It
whatever.
was mostly in the beginning, yes. They kind of toned down throughout the movie.
Yeah. Yeah. And I get
It
it.
was
You're ramping up. It's supposed to be, it's Black Thursday at this point, and people are
yeah.
want their waffle irons. But I don't know.
Free
It's just kind of like, does every other word have to be, f this, f that?
going. I keep going to that. That was a great opening scene.
I do like the, when Patrick Dempsey shoots the gun and then goes to that '70s
Oh
grindhouse
yeah.
style
Yeah.
Thanksgiving. And then the end credits too even had that kind of like just
Mm-hmm.
B movie kind of credits to it. And I thought that okay, this movie knows it's having fun, which that's what I'm here for. All right, I want to talk about the cast real quick.
All right.
So I just want to talk about some standouts for me. Obviously, I still think Patrick Dempsey is the highlight of the movie because again, if it wasn't for his performance, you probably easily could have been like, this guy's the killer. But he
Right.
does such a good job as the lovable sheriff that I did not expect that. All right, and it totally makes sense because I was thinking like he was there, he saw everything, he was right in the front line when the security guard leaves, so it totally made sense. Milo Meinheim, he played Ryan. I thought he did a really good. I really liked him. I saw this guy and I was like, "Oh, this guy looks like he could be like he's got like a good Hollywood look to him." I thought he did a good job, so I really liked him. I thought he was good, and then probably my favorite, who we don't really meet until the end, and I'm happy he survived. I think the character's name is McCarty. He was the gun guy.
The guy. Oh, I actually liked his character. He
I
was
liked him
fun.
too because he goes from this like annoying, like oh this dude's gonna die right away. Then he actually becomes a bit of a savior at the end. He gives her the ring. The ring turns out to have a little knife in it, which I thought was really cool. That she's able to escape that way. And I don't know. I really liked his character. So and for a
Yeah.
second I thought, ooh, this guy kind of fits the type. He was tall and lanky, and then
True.
they even make a comment about oh he's got to have a military background. I'm like oh,
Okay,
but
I
then
see
I'm like,
that.
yeah, but then I'm like, what would his real motive be at this point?
Yeah,
I
his
don't
motive.
know.
He wouldn't really have a motive because he's just the local, alcohol, guns kind of thing. I didn't really
Yeah,
see it, but his character was
I
fun.
his character was fun. I do think that it is a little bit clever to have him introduced and be this like the crazy gun token kind of guy because again it makes you think at this point these types of movies, these slashers with a bit of the mystery who done it, you have to keep thinking like, oh, could it be this guy? Even if you're like, nah, it has that thought in your head, it distracts you from who the real villain is. If you don't have that, then you're going to start focusing more on the sheriff, for example. But yeah, I really liked his character. I thought he was fun. Do you think this movie's trying to set up a sequel?
I can see it since they didn't. They left it open ending.
Open
So
ending, but also there's for a movie with a tagline that said there will be no leftovers. There was a lot of leftovers. A lot of the cast survived.
yeah, yeah. I can see like a sequel where he comes back for a second revenge.
Eh, copycat, sure. Maybe like a Scream type of thing. I don't know. Who would it be? Is it Gina
Uh,
Gershon's ghost? Gina Gershon's still alive. She's just got like a bandage wrap around her head or something like that. It's Patrick
that would
Dempsey's
be
long lost
that would
son or
be a
something.
pretty wild for sure.
They'll introduce a new sheriff. It turns out to be Patrick Dempsey's son. It's like I don't know. It's like a Scream type of thing. Like it's all family related. But yeah, there's a lot of people survived. A lot of the like the well, about half of the high school kids survived. I was just like, okay, is this kind of setting
I'm just
up
glad that
something?
the main quarterback guy got his head smashed because he was annoying.
He was very annoying. I was kind of hoping his girlfriend, who I was not a fan of, she was all right. I don't really want to talk about it because that was kind of the one of the things that I was like, I might not watch this movie because of her actress. But I will say this. I will say this to be fair. When I found out that she was not the main girl, I said, okay, I'm more open to watching this movie.
Mhm.
And I said this, I also said this. If I'm willing to watch the 2005 House of Wax remake that has Paris Hilton
Yeah.
in it, which is definitely not an actress, but she's also not the main lead, which is a movie that I actually like, then I should be willing to watch this movie. And at least for Addison Rae, I don't think she's a
Mhm.
great actress, but she didn't grow up in this privileged Hilton family,
Yeah.
million billion dollar corporation. At least she did, start small and make her way into something. Even though I don't think she did not stand out. I don't think she
No,
was that great,
it's
but I
just
don't think she was
it's just
that bad
there.
either. She was just there. I don't think she was great. She wasn't terrible. I was like, all right, I think her role fit her perfectly. But I still wanted to see her die at the end.
Yeah, for me, it was just mostly the quarterback.
The quarterback, yeah, he was annoying. I,
I
I
wanted
like
I
the
wanted to die first.
no, they got to save him for the nice finale. It made sense. I did like the scene where he he reads the paper and it turns out that it was the teacher's blog. I thought that was clever.
Oh yeah.
That was pretty
That
funny.
was a good like, ha! You didn't pay me? Well, you're gonna get embarrassed.
All right, so that is what we thought about Thanksgiving. I highly recommend it. Think of, you don't even have to watch the actual trailer made for this movie. Watch the fake trailer, then watch the movie. Do it in that order. Go subscribe to the Crosscut channel. Stay up to date for future episodes. I love you all. Class dismissed.
Yes, go watch both of them. Highly recommend it. Thank you everyone for watching and or listening. Cut print. Moving on.
There will be no leftovers in the sequel.
Yeah.
It's not Thanksgiving unless you're eating it 3 days later.
Like 3 days later, you got a problem.